The Yamaha Tracer 9 GT is a great bike, but it's not perfect. In this video, I'm going to show you the modifications I've made and the accessories that I've added to really help improve it, but I'm also going to be calling on dozens of owners to find out what they've done. So let's get to it. Is there really a perfect motorcycle? Personally, I don't think there is, but let me know in the comments below what you think. The Tracer's pretty close thanks to having a good standover height, which means I feel confident on it at a standstill. I'm 5'10", but also a great motor that does pretty much everything. Oh, and it's got a centre stand. We all love accessorising though, so let's run through some of these changes. First off, right up front, we have this Extenda Fenda from Pyramid Plastics. It's one of those things that most of us reckon every manufacturer should have put on in the first place, but it certainly reduces the amount of crap thrown up onto the engine, if not the bottom of the exhaust. And you can get a much longer one too, but this one's £22, which might seem a lot for a plastic moulding, but it fits perfectly, and the adhesive it comes with actually works. If you've watched this video about fakes from China, you'll understand that British companies like this have to invest time and money in measuring up bikes and designing products that fit properly. Now, Pyramid also makes these themselves in the UK, so don't be a tight ass. Value the work that was put into these things and pay the people who put all that effort in. Not a faceless factory that's just made a substandard copy, stolen the photos and is lining their own pockets without putting anything back into our country. Anyway, I won't start ranting again. Watch that video later if you want to get annoyed too. Now you do need to take the mudguard off to fit that, but it's well worth the effort, and let the adhesive set overnight, as the instructions say, but once that thing's on, it's not coming off. At the back I have the Pyramid hugger extension. Again, you need to pop the hugger off to fit it, but it's quick and easy and honestly worth the effort, as the spray from the wheel really fills up this area without it. Now this is £29.99 and again was designed by Pyramid and made in their own factory in Britain. It doesn't eliminate road crud completely, but they also offer an alternative flat type design that blocks off the shock pretty much entirely. Personally, I wouldn't put a shock sock on these as they can hold moisture inside. But for me, I think it does a good job of reducing the amount of crap that gets on there. Now, if you fit one of these, you'll need to remove the suspension sensor, which is easy, but make sure you put it back the same way it comes off or it will throw up an error on the dash. Once you suss and just turn it around, you correct it, it clears the error, so there's no problem. Now, it's probably time to point out that this isn't a sponsored video. And while the parts I have here were supplied by the manufacturers, none of them have had any say in what I put out. We also don't have any affiliate links, so it makes no difference to us what you buy. Right, Bike Social members and Tracer 9 GT owners John Hone, Mick Edwards and Janos Koksix all have fender extenders on their bikes, and Janos reckons having them on the front and rear are among the most useful mods you can make. Mick, though, doesn't think the rear hugger extender is that effective, so not everyone is a fan of those. Now, all motorcycle insurance customers who buy direct from Bennett's get Bike Social membership for free, though anyone can join. Check it out at bikesocial.co.uk/join, as we have hundreds of fantastic discounts on riding kit, accessories, track days, training, and much more. There are also huge competitions and some truly amazing opportunities, so have a look, and if you're already a member, make sure you check back every week as we're constantly adding new deals. Now, don't laugh, but I reckon this Easy Grip screen protector is an essential. It's £11.99 and covers both sides and the top and bottom of this novel looking dashboard. You might think this is a waste of money, but the screen is actually made of soft plastic and really easy to scratch. Because some of the digits are so small, if the bike's parked up in the rain, the droplets cover some of the info, so just cuffing it off with a glove can scratch it. For the sake of 12 quid and 20 minutes or so to fit it, I do reckon it's worthwhile. Our Bike Social members Ian Brooks, Paris Watson and Roger Jones fitted top boxes to their Tracer 9 GTs, and I've got to say this is one of the best things I've done. As standard, the GT comes with great panniers, but I only use them on big trips, especially ones where I'm out with my wife. Day to day, panniers are a pain as they limit your ability to filter, so a top box is brilliant. So all of this luggage is made by Shad and then rebranded as Yamaha, and of course by getting it from Yamaha it's key-to-like to your ignition, which is a lot less hassle. The only thing I don't like is that the Yamaha key is a bit thin and soft, so it bends a little too easily, so just be careful. Now, unusually this stuff isn't more expensive getting it direct from Yamaha. This 50-litre top box costs £213, plus the mounting plate is £79.70. That's in line with what it'd cost if you bought it unbranded. So, you know, that's good. Well done, Yamaha. It's rated to carry 5 kilograms, which isn't much, but I know some people put more in. I've got a friend who's ridden it with 20 kilograms, including the box, and not had any problems. But obviously I can't in any way suggest that's a safe thing to do. Overloading a bike can be dangerous. I'm just saying. This backrest costs another £36.20, and Helen loves it when she's on there, but mine did fall off when I was riding solo. Luckily, it was in a village and it dropped off onto the back seat. There were just 2 self-tapping screws in there going into plastic, so I put some glue in and did them up again, and it's been no problem since. Now, maybe they were over-tightened when it was fitted and they stripped, but keep an eye on it if you have one. Now, on the subject of luggage, you might have seen this tidy bracket around the filler cap. This is an Evotech Pro tank ring, to which you can attach any of the Pro range of their tank bags. The Pro Micro tank bag is 95 quid, which is pretty pricey, but it's really well made, and it's just dead handy. I use the same system, the same bag on my 1999 ZX6R and my S1000 XR, and I just love it. And of course you can get bigger bags, you know, you don't have to have one this small. Now, I used the old Evotech tank bags for many years, and they just don't wear out, so you can move them from bike to bike. And those previous ones had a very similar locking system, but without the magnets that make it snap on quicker. It's a shame the 2 ring systems aren't kind of backwards compatible or anything, but the new one is an improvement, and it's easier to change the position of the bag when you swap between bikes. In the old ones, you had to actually drill the bag out. This one, you just slide it along. I'll put a review in the description if you want to know more about it. Now, on to what many of you probably came here for, the best screen for a Yamaha Tracer 9. Bike Social member Graham Belton is 5'7" and didn't have any problems with buffeting on the original screen, which is this one. Now that's interesting, as at 5'10", I reckon I'm about the limit for this screen, the standard one. I find it a bit buffety and a little noisy, but certainly not horrific. I've spent all day riding it and not got off, desperate to change it. People over my height though, like Bike Social's Michael Mann and MCN's Michael Neves, have both complained about the noise with this standard screen. I don't think it's only Michael's that are affected, but these two are both 6 foot, so perhaps it's that. Anyway, Graham went for a short Ermax like this, as he wanted a clearer view of the road and he wanted to feel the breeze. I got to say, I'm with him. I've tried the Ermax touring screen here, which is a little lower than the standard, and has a more defined shape than the standard one, but I didn't find it was all that much better for me than the original. It was maybe a bit better. I know Si Hargreaves got one of these and he's like, I'm not sure. But there's also Yamaha's optional touring screen, which is bigger than both of them, but we'll come back to that later. Anyway, this sport screen is £91 in dark smoke or £82.99 in clear or light smoke. And yeah, I really like it. Of course, you do have a bit more wind pressure on you at speed, but I'm not a fan of the still kind of cloying air on bikes with massive screens. So Janos Koksix, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, I'm sorry, also has the same screen. He's 5'10", like me, and said it eliminated turbulence around his Schubert helmet, giving him no more headaches. Now, most noise in a helmet does come from the fairing causing buffeting, and while it's not totally eliminated with this little screen, I really do prefer it. And on long journeys, even in bad weather, you know, I've been happy with this. Now, Paris Watson has the Pooch screen deflector from Pyramid Plastics. It's hard to find on the site, but I'll pop a non-affiliated link in the description. It's £76 and designed to clamp onto an OE screen. Now, he's 6 foot and says it works a treat for him, eliminating the buffeting. John Hone is 5'11" and has had about 40 bikes over the years, and he says he's yet to find one with a perfect screen. I've had 21, and yeah, I agree. He tried the Pooch short screen and didn't get on with it, but now has the MRA Vario touring screen, which he reckons is much better than the original, but still not perfect. Carl Crease is 5'9", and he has that same MRA screen, and he says it's helped out on motorways, and while there's still some buffeting, it's not enough to be uncomfortable. Now, member Graham Belton put a Sat-nav mount on his Tracer, and I've got the Yamaha one here. Now, this piece of folded metal costs a whopping £45.60, but honestly, I find it a pain in the bum. With this TomTom mount on it, Garmin fits it too, of course, it gets in the way of the ignition key. Even without the Sat-nav fitted, it's in the way. The key's annoyingly buried as it is on this bike, but this just makes it even worse. With thick gloves on, I sometimes can't get my hand in to turn it. I have to use 2 fingers to turn it. And sure, it's tidier than using the RAM mount that you get with Sat-navs. It just really winds me up though. It just gets in the way. Now this Comfort Air seat is a bit of a trickier one really. This is the pillion one, and this is the rider's one. You blow it up and then let it down so that it perfectly fits and cups your bum. I find the Yamaha saddle gives me a bit of a numb bum after a few hours, and I know these seat cushions, which cost £69 or £79 depending on the size, they are really popular with many riders, but personally I just didn't find it really helped me. Maybe my bum's special. Anyway, the point is that nobody in my survey of Tracer owners complained about the seat. But if you're thinking it could be comfy, or whatever bike you're on, if you're thinking it could be comfier, I'd say it's worth giving a Comfort Air seat a go, as you can try one for 30 days, and if you're not totally happy with it, you can send it back for a full refund. So while I didn't get much benefit from my unique cheeks, it's definitely well worth giving it a go, as, you know, we are all different. I'll put links to all the products mentioned in here down in the description. And again, none of them are affiliate links, so it's no skin off my nose whether you use them or not. I get paid by Bennett's to make these videos, which is why we can be completely honest and open. There are 2 mods I really wouldn't recommend though. These lower headlight guards might protect the lamps, but they also reduce the output, which is never a good idea. Unless you never ride in the dark, I suppose, I just wouldn't put them on. Simon Hargreaves tried them while reviewing the Tracer for Ride magazine and shot these before and after pics, which he kindly shared with me. You can find out more about what Si's been up to with the bike in Ride. And then there's the Yamaha touring screen. Let's come back to that. This is it. It's a lot bigger than the original, but I found with it fitted, the buffeting got really bad, affecting my whole body. Again, I'm 5'10", so maybe others might get on with it, but I know 6' Michael Neves from MCN wasn't impressed with it at all when he tried it on the launch of this bike. And finally, a few bonus mods and accessories. Heated kit is great on a bike in winter. If you've not tried it, really, you don't know what you're missing. But not all motorcycles have a powerful enough alternator to keep the battery charged and run all of your accessories. So with nothing else turned on, the Tracer supplies 14.3 volts to the battery when it's running. So I put the heated grips up to full and added a Kais heated jacket and trousers, plus some Furgan heat blizzards in full boost mode. With all of this running, the voltage across the battery at idle dropped to 13.7 volts, which is a fraction under the 13.8 ideally required, but it's still enough to keep the battery charged. And this is a worst case scenario with everything maxed out. I wouldn't be able to ride for more than a few minutes, even in below 0 temperatures with all this lot. Now there's a reasonable amount of space under the seat, so I've got a full puncture repair kit in there, as well as this Abbas alarmed disc lock. You'd be surprised you can fit a fair bit in there, so there's no excuse not to take a lock with you. If I want to chain the bike up, I just sling this Pragmatis chain and lock into the luggage. Now, if you use your bike regularly, this bit is irrelevant, but if you lay it up for a while, it's worth considering a maintenance charger. I have this Optimate that's over 25 years old and it's still going strong. These things really are excellent. I did think I'd mention this CTEK CS1 though, which I've just started reviewing. It's interesting simply because it recognises whether it's connected to a lead acid or lithium battery automatically. It'll work as a power supply and has a couple of other options that you can access from your phone with a Bluetooth connection, but it can output up to 8 amps, so it's good for really hefty car batteries too. Now, a few of our members mentioned that they have crash protection and rad guards fitted to their Tracers. There are Yamaha options available, but also Evotech, R&G, and some from Performance Parts. Now, all 3 of those companies offer discounts to our members, so do check out bikesocial.co.uk/join to see what you could save. Again, they're not affiliate partnerships. We don't get any kickbacks if you use those discounts. So, what have we missed? What are the essential mods you think any owner should have? Let me know in the comments, and a big thanks to the Bike Social members who helped put this video together. And congratulations to Les Cole and Ian Brooks, who each won a £50 Sports Bike Shop voucher in the survey prize draw. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do consider subscribing, as we've got some really exciting stuff coming up this year, so make sure you don't miss out. And if you didn't enjoy it, press the dislike button twice just to be sure. The Yamaha Tracer 9 GT is a great bike, but it's not perfect. In this video, I'm going to show you the modifications and accessories I've added, as well as what other owners have chosen to do to... The Yamaha Tracer 9 GT is a great bike, but it's not perfect. In this video, I'm going to show you the modifications I've made, the accessories I've added... The Yamaha Tracer 9 GT is a great bike, but it's not perfect. In this video, I'm going to show you the modifications I've made and the accessories I've added, as well as those that dozens of owners have done. The Yamaha Tracer 9 GT is a great bike, but it's not perfect. In this video, I'm going to show you the modifications I've made and the accessories I've added to try and improve it, but I'm also going to be calling on dozens of real owners.
Why are you still here?